Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
The year 2021 is here, but the pandemic isn't going anywhere. A realistic timeline on when things might go back to normal.
All right, Nick, and we're hearing from bystanders who stopped to help at the scene of a crash that killed 3 people in Detroit. But let's go ahead and start things out here at 5 with our first big winter storm of the year on the very first day of the year.
Storm Tracker 4 showing we're right in the thick of it. Let's get to Paul Gross, the latest. Hey, Paul.
Yeah, hey there. And I'll tell you, as we talked about yesterday, the biggest saving grace, you can see this break that's forming to the south. Once that moves in, it's more like freezing drizzle or even drizzle as temperatures warm a bit above freezing. So that's a piece of good news, but we still have a substantial amount of freezing rain across the northern part of the area. Temperatures are critical. That's why we have 4-zone weather right now in the Metro Zone. City Airport in Detroit, you've risen above freezing to 33. Taylor's at 34. Metro's at 33. But north of there, you see 31 below freezing in West Bloomfield, for example. In our South Zone, Carlton, you've now made it above freezing at 33, but it's 32 right now at Dundee, 32 at Adrian, 31 at Saline. And in our West Zone, I think that Ypsilanti reading is erroneous, but it's 32 in Ann Arbor, 32 again in Saline, 31 Whitmore Lake, everybody at or below freezing. In our North Zone, we are all below freezing. You see a lot of 30-degree readings there. Ortonville, Oxford. Melvin, you're at 31. Deckerville, you're at 30 degrees. So here's how we're going to progress it through the evening. Now, to the south, with the temperature even 1 degree above freezing, we can change over to just rain, but notice that break in there, but then we have a resurgence of moisture later this evening. Then it's going to turn to all snow. We'll talk about that, and we'll talk about the next batch of snow, which is coming on Sunday, all coming up in just a bit. But don't forget the Local Forecasters app. We told you yesterday, this is the day to have it. The live radar is color-coded, just like what we show you on TV. You can see the difference between rain, freezing rain, and snow. It's free from the App Store. Just download it by searching under WDIV. See you back here in a few minutes, guys.
All right. Thank you, Paul. Detroit police tonight continue to investigate an accident that left 3 people dead.
The New Year's Eve crash happened just blocks from DPD headquarters. The accident so devastating to Detroiters who happened upon the scene now wish they hadn't. Our Rod Maloney is live tonight with their story. Rod?
Yeah, good evening. We're at a situation here at Michigan and 16th that is dramatically different now than it was last night. We've got snow, ice, it's slick out here. It wasn't like this last night. But that couple who actually came upon this accident, they were completely blown away by what they saw. The pictures alone tell you this was a spectacular and terrible accident. One car completely split in half, the front in the middle of Michigan Avenue having landed in the center lane, the other half wrapped around a light pole on the eastbound side. One person ejected. Another Cadillac sat in the middle of the street with significant damage as well. Larry and Tahisha Smith just left MGM Casino with the radio on. And yet,
we heard the noise, but we didn't know exactly what it was. But by the time we got up there, we seen the front of a hood, and then another part of the car smashed.
A retired 15-year military vet, Larry jumped into action.
I was going to try to perform first aid, but it didn't make no use. And the other person that was inside the vehicle was so bad I didn't even want to look at it. It was
just that horrific.
Detroit police saying 2 people perished in the carved-up Mercury Sable, pronounced dead at the scene. An 87-year-old man drove the Cadillac. EMTs rushed him to the hospital, where he also perished. Investigators and those who saw this carnage still trying to figure out exactly what happened.
Well, I don't know if it was the gray car that did it or the Cadillac that did it, but whoever did it should have been doing it, because look what it ended. I mean, 3 lives gone for what?
I don't see how anybody could have made it from an accident like that. He had to be going over 100 miles an hour.
And so here is where we are at this point. Detroit police still investigating, and they're saying that both cars were going westbound at the time. And so they're not sure who hit who, how it worked. You heard the people talking about it. We had a situation also where these people tried to help, couldn't, called 911. And so they think that maybe alcohol was involved, but DPD isn't saying one way or the other. Reporting live in Detroit, Rod Maloney, Local 4.
All right, thanks, Rod.
Because of the New Year holiday, there are no new numbers from the state today on coronavirus cases. We're expecting an update tomorrow that includes data from the past several days. Meanwhile, as the vaccine rollout continues, many people are excited 2020 is officially in the past. But we all know the COVID problem didn't disappear at midnight last night. Nick Monticelli is live with a more realistic look at the time frame for hopefully getting back to something that feels like normal. Nick?
Sandra, good evening. I don't want to ruin anybody's New Year's, but the timeline is basically the entire year. We're talking to experts all over the place, and everyone is saying masks, social distancing, a limit on large crowd gatherings. All of that will be in play likely to the end of the fall, and the pandemic to the end of this year, 2021.
Definitely not over. It's not going to be over soon.
We have talked and listened to experts all day long, and all of them are saying the same thing. COVID-19 is never going away, and the all clear from the pandemic?
Probably toward the end of 2021, to be honest.
Dr. Matthew Sims is the director of infectious disease research at Beaumont Royal Oak. He says mask wearing, social distancing, all those precautions will be here until at least 70% of the population is vaccinated.
We're going to need that till we hit pretty close to that 70%. And that's what's going to get us through to the 70%.
Don't just take his word for it. Our own Dr. Frank McGeorge, an ER doc at Henry Ford, says the same thing. How many get vaccinated is a key factor.
There's already evidence that there will be vaccine hesitancy, especially in minority communities. There are also some things we just don't know about the vaccines that will play a role. How effectively they stop transmission, not just symptomatic illness, and that is a big difference. Also, how long does immunity last?
It's the same thought at the national level. The mask-wearing, non-gathering rules, those will be in effect for at least half of this year.
And since the vaccine is not 100% effective, and we don't know what the durability of the protection is, you also want to wear a mask to protect yourself from getting infected. So wearing a mask, physical distancing, avoiding crowds, that should all stay.
All right, obviously there we lost Nick's audio. Thank you, Nick. Grant?
We have a Local 4 News update. An arrest has been made in the shooting death of a 17-year-old in South Lyon. Police say a 19-year-old has been taken into custody and is being held at the Oakland County Jail. Dylan Stamper was shot and killed at a home on Liberty near 10 Mile in Lafayette Wednesday night. His father was also shot but has so far survived. We expect to learn the suspect's identity and charges in the coming days.
For the first time since he took office almost 4 years ago, Congress has overridden President Trump's veto of the military spending bill. In a rare New Year's Day session, the Senate passed the measure with an 81-13 vote. But as Wendy Woolfolk explains, a separate bill that would have increased the amount of COVID relief checks was not brought to the floor for a vote.
I would urge all of my colleagues to vote to override the veto.
In an unusual New Year's Day Senate session, the upper chamber votes to override President Trump's veto of the National Defense Authorization Act.
Having voted in the affirmative, the bill on reconsideration is passed, the objections of the President of the United States to the contrary notwithstanding.
The president vetoed the annual military spending bill because it allows military bases honoring Confederate figures to be renamed, and it does not reform liability protections for social media companies.
Without objection, so ordered.
Avoiding potentially 30 hours of debate into the weekend, senators agreed to a final vote.
Bring the bill to the floor.
But as expected, they rejected a vote on the House bill that would increase the second round of COVID relief payments from $600 to $2,000.
A huge chunk would essentially be socialism for rich people, money flowing to households earning well into six figures, who did not lose any jobs or income last year.
With the current Congress set to expire Sunday,
this is it. The last chance for the 116th Congress to pass $2,000 checks and to say to regular Americans, help is on the way.
The new 117th Congress must find another way.
Wendy Woolfolk, Local 4.
Well, here's something we usually tell you about in the late summer. The Detroit Red Wings are back together and getting ready for a new season. Jamie Evans is here with more on the camp opening, which of course feels very different this time, Jamie.
That's right, Grant. This Red Wings camp is different in a lot of ways, in timing and in location. They're not up north in Traverse City. They're downtown inside Little Caesars Arena at their training facility. Today was the very first practice of camp. They have 2 weeks to prepare for the shortened regular season. The Wings haven't played a game since March 10th. Jeff Blashill says he's so happy to be back.
This break has given me a newfound appreciation to really enjoy the journey of it. And You want things to be exactly right, and you still keep your focus ultra high, but just, let's enjoy it, and let's enjoy trying to help these guys get better as individuals and as a team.
All right, 40 guys are at camp, including Danny DeKeyser, back from back surgery. He says competition for roster spots will be fierce with so many new faces.
I think it's going to take a little bit of time for everyone to, gel together. Obviously, we got a lot of new guys here this year, and things look a little different. So we'll have to mix and match as we go and kind of see who fits with who well, and just kind of change as we go.
Now the Wings begin that 56-game regular season on January 14th against the Hurricanes. More in sports.
All right, thanks, Jamie.
Thanks, Jamie.
Well, still ahead, the Detroit Youth Choir making waves again with a song that might surprise you. Now they're hoping to impact the Senate election down in Georgia.
Plus, a unique New Year's Eve celebration that symbolizes the way so many people feel about the year